IIT Delhi has made a rapid stride in the last 6 decades and today is counted among the reputed institutions in the world. Just now we heard the report of the director about various achievements of this institute. It is also recognized by Government of India as an institute of eminence. It is heartening to note that overall India's unicorns have come out of this single institute, half of the India's unicorns. I am aware that IIT Delhi graduates are present across the world and have made an impact in different spheres of life, be it as technocrats, researchers, and scientists, or writers, or even as politicians. I am told that many IIT faculty members have been winners of Padma Awards, Bhatnagar Prizes, fellows of national and international academies, and winners of other notable recognitions across the globe. The contribution of the faculty plays an important role in shaping an institution. I must pay compliments to all the faculty members of IIT Delhi. I am told that this institute is planning to file over 200 patents this year, as against 153 patents filed in the year 2019. I am also happy to note that IIT Delhi has emerged as a leader in the entrepreneurship space in the country. It is good to note that institutes such as IIT Delhi are producing job providers rather than job seekers and becoming trendsetter for the other institutes in the country. That is what is notable and what is required. I have also been informed that IIT Delhi is the first institution in the country to launch an endowment fund, and the alumni of IIT Delhi are following the motto of giving back to the country. That indeed reflects the essence of India's culture of sharing and caring. Share and care is the core of Indian philosophy. I always stress on that. I feel it is a duty of every Indian who achieved success, fame, and wealth in life to give back to the society and the country. One should never forget one's own native place and the motherland, mother tongue, the mentors, and the institute they have studied. This is very important. My dear students and faculty members, we are interacting in the midst of a pandemic that has disrupted every sphere of activity and impacted the world economy. I am happy that the IITs across the country have taken up several projects relating to COVID-19, including development of low-cost ventilators, PPEs, testing kits, sanitization, robots, and other equipment, apart from artificial intelligence studies on epidemic patterns and disease dynamics. While finding answers to various challenges posed by COVID-19, we should be better prepared to tackle any future pandemic. For that to happen, there should be greater collaboration and synergy between experts from different domains. I would like to IIT Delhi and other institutions to look into this aspect also. The research at IITs and other higher education institutions must be relevant to society and focus on finding solutions to various problems faced by mankind, from climate change to health issues. We must make the people's life healthy, make them happy. Mere wealth cannot give you happiness, it has been proved. Health, wealth, and also the happiness that comes out of more and more research, new ways, new ideas. There is also a need to promote multidisciplinary research and industry-academia linkage. The higher education institutions must not work in solos and seek to connect with the industry. There should be a symbiotic relationship between the two to take up cutting-edge technology. At the same time, there should be greater investment in R&D projects which focus on finding solution to society's problems. I call upon the private sector, including the industry bodies like CAA, ASSOCHAM, FICCI, and all other organizations, to collaborate with academia in identifying such projects and fund them liberally. In fact, the industry experts in various areas should act as mentors in guiding researchers. This type of quicker results. Every industry must promote some research, and they should feel proud that they have supported so-and-so research, and this is the result of the same. I'm told that IIT Delhi is laying great emphasis on internationalization, interdisciplinary research and industry connect. These steps are very important for our institutions to improve their international standing and become visible to the industry and society by providing solutions to the problems. As our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi, has always maintained, while science is global, technologies are local. Indian institutions will be counted among the world's best only when they start impacting the societies around them by developing optimal and sustainable solutions to the problems faced by the nation. This is the way forward for Indian institutions to be counted among the world's best and for nation to regain its rightful place as Vishwa Guru. Once upon a time, India was considered as Vishwa Guru. The world used to look to India. IITs must take the lead in this journey. My dear sisters and brothers and youngsters, India's long and illustrious history of holistic education must be remembered. The aim of education in ancient India was not just the acquisition of knowledge, but also of wisdom, complete realization, and liberation of the self. The ancient Indian education system had produced scholars like Charaka, Susruta, Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, Chanakya, Patanjali, and numerous others, experts in various fields. They made seminal contribution to the collective knowledge of the world in diverse fields such as mathematics, astronomy, metallurgy, medical science and surgery, civil engineering and architecture, shipbuilding and navigation, yoga, fine arts, chess and among others. I am happy to note that the new education policy seeks to promote India as a global study destination, providing premium education at affordable cost. Premium education at affordable cost, thereby helping to restore its role as Vishwa Guru. The move to facilitate selected universities from among the top 100 universities in the world to operate in India will also help in promoting excellence in education. The National Education Policy also mentioned that internalization of education will be facilitated through both institutional collaboration and student-faculty mobility. The proposal to set up an inter-university center for international education in Indian universities will go a long way in promoting international standards and institutional collaborations. I am confident that the new policy will create the necessary ecosystem in the coming years for Indian institutions to vastly improve global rankings. As per the QS World University Ranking 2021, only 3 Indian institutions figured in the top 200. Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Mumbai at 172nd position. Indian Institute of AIC, Bangalore on 85th position. And IIT Delhi at 193th position. There's also only 8 Indian institutes found a place in the top 500 of QS World University Ranking 2021. This situation has to be changed, and there has to be concerted corrective action from all the stakeholders, governments, universities, educationalists, and private sector to bring about a radical improvement in the standards of quality of education of our institutes of higher learning. There is a huge potential for India to become a world leader in various technological domains. Given the demographic advantage and the presence of highly talented youth, 65% of our Indian population is below 35 years and 50% of our population is below 25 years. The need of the hour is to impart quality education, convert this vast pool of educational manpower into highly skilled workforce in tune with the requirements of the digitally driven, knowledge-based 21st century. In fact, we have the capability to not only meet the requirements in the country, but many other nations, particularly those with the aging populations. My dear sisters and brothers and dear youngsters, as I told you, with more than 50% of our population below 25 years, you must also note that more than 50% of our population still depends on agriculture. It's very, very important. It is important for IITs to start major research programs to boost the rural economy through development of sustainable technologies. I'm happy to note that IIT Delhi is the National Coordinating Institute for the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program of the Ministry of Education and is playing a strong catalytic role. I'm told that Unnat Bharat Abhiyan already has more than 2,000 participating institutions which have adopted more than 10,000 villages. Before concluding, I would like to congratulate IIT Delhi for completing 60 years of its journey and for the numerous contributions the institution has made for the national development. I would like to compliment the successive directors, the staff members and the youngsters who came up with the new inventions. IITs are the pride of the nation and the country has huge expectations from these institutions and looks upon them for science and technological leadership in the years to come. Today, the world is moving faster. We are all seeing that India is again recognized and respected thanks to various reforms by successive governments, particularly by the present Prime Minister who he gave a slogan, reform, perform and transform. Transforming the lives of the people. Not only our countrymen, but also the world. That is our aim. That should be our aim. And you are all seeing today that even in American president's election, everybody is stressing about their support for India and its stand on many issues. Just the other day, we celebrated 74th Independence Day. To commemorate the Independence Day, the iconic Empire State Building in New York, Burj Khalifa in Dubai, and popular tourist destination Niagara Falls in Toronto were among many popular places that were lit up in tricolors across the world. There are many like that. This is the India's image. We, here in our country,